Well, welcome back to the Toy Box, everybody. Back playing with the trailer again. And made a little progress. I've been working on it at night after work when I can, and so I don't have near the video that I probably should have, but showed you setting the axles, and then I got our finish width established now. So if you remember right, we're talking about this will be drive over fenders, so I did a cardboard cutout of roughly what it'll be. Well, in fact, it's exactly what we're going to have, so that will be the metal fenders, and you can just drive over those. And this piece that'll be the outside bumper, and the metal will be in here, come over flat, follow the same profile. It'll just be along the inside profile, and these will essentially be your bumpers to keep you on there from shooting over the edge. And then these will come back just a top rail. I'll make it all continuous at this level, clear around it, and then I'm going to have the fuel rack on front again to hold my jugs. I got a new one of those here, so we'll just frame around that and incorporate a bar lock system on that so that they don't blow out when they're empty, and keep the honest people honest when they're full of fuel. So should work out pretty good. I'm toying with the idea of putting the spare underneath for the trailer, but also for the RZR's mount, so I can carry the two sizes for the big one and then the spare for the little one. We never use them, but as soon as you don't have them, you will need it. So that'd save me having to fight them all the time and move them back and forth if I just mount them and they're there. And just time saver, and plus the benefit is I've got rock tires on the way now, 35, so, but they're going to be the soft compound for just rock crawling is my intention. So there'll be times I'll want to take both sets of tires with me, so I have the hard compound and the soft. So that'll leave the deck underneath the RZR to where I can just haul them there and just lock the set I'm not running up against the back of the fifth wheel when we're out riding, so they won't disappear that way. It should all work out. We'll get some video of getting all this figured out and moving on. One more thing I was going to tell you when you're building these. Establish your outside frame and levels and all that. When I added these, they're at this main deck level, and he did awesome with these inner bars. These outer bars, he welded those on blind and was going to add his outer rim later. Well, like this one's high by about 3/16 of an inch. These up here at the front are all low. Those two are about 3/16 of an inch low. This one's about 1/4 low out here on the end. So I'm gonna have to grind these welds, and then I'll just cut that free with the cutting wheel. Then I'll pull it up, level it, tack it in place level, and then I'll just re-weld those. But if you add those after your outside frame's all established, then it keeps you level like they have with these inners, because they had a set height already in place. So, but where he tried to do these outers without this outer rim in, almost always you're going to end up off and fighting them. So, and if it's affordable, I'm going to go with aluminum decking on top of this. I don't know, I haven't priced it yet, so it may be so extraordinary out of the question with the cost, so we'll see what we find there. But well, let's get some more done. explain why I'm doing what I'm doing. If you know, typically I won't grind a weld. It just is what it is. As long as it's strong, I'll live with someone not liking if it's pretty or not. But this new welder, I'm still playing with it, getting the temperatures right. But the main thing I'm doing here is I want this outer frame to all look like continuous, one piece, no joints showing, so it'll all be polished out. That's why I'm running it pretty hot. You can see I'll burn through once in a while, because I want to make sure I get a good bond between the two and quite a bit of wire in the joint so that it's every bit as thick as the metal. So that's why it's running hot. Those short little spurts help control that. You pull the trigger and pretty quick you get to where you can tell when you're about to burn through, and just let off. Do short little spurts, like 1/4 inch spurts like that. That'll give you a super strong joint that when you are polishing them up like I'm doing these, that it should hold up to all the abuse of going up and down the highway. So, but yeah, when these are done, all of this outer frame will not have any welds showing. It'll just be all polished solid metal. I don't use any filler. It's all metal or nothing. So it'll look pretty sharp when we're done, I think, and we'll just continue on. I take them down just rough with the grinder, and then I'll change over to sanding disc and sanding wheels. So that's when I'll polish it out down to 80 grit and make it pretty and look it, and we'll go from there. Well, we got these cut free. Get you in here and get you a visual. You can see I just ground out the old weld and then took just a cutting wheel, went down through here underneath and did that on both or 3 sides. And that'll let us take a sledgehammer and knock those up into where we want them and line them. And then we'll tack this side with them good and flush, and then I'll just weld them out clear around it. See, I brought this one up flush already. I still got to weld down through the joints, finish it up, but we'll get that done. just all I got left to do is just surface the top of those so that when we deck it that it's flush, and be good to go again. It's all nice and smooth, matches up nice now. So another thing I did while I didn't have the camera going, you see how I drilled holes in here and back here on those hoops that come up over. I'll feed wire up through there, then I can run my marker lights back up through the system, so it'll be continuous all the way to the back of the trailer, one solid piece of wire. I'll do a junction box to that corner, and then my running lights or marker lights down the side will all be up through the frame, so won't have anything exposed that way. So should be a pretty good system. We'll see. Well, I'm gonna wrap it up there for the night. We'll get back on it tomorrow. I'll get that wire run through there so that I can fish my light wire through later. I'm just gonna use tie wire as a chase, so we'll get back on that tomorrow. Welcome back to the shop, everybody. Today this morning I went through and pulled a fish wire down through the trailer frame. Goes up over our hoops, back down into that side. In this front corner, I'm just going to use those little LED, like 1-inch marker lights. And I'll put several of them in here, but this will let me pull my main wire through. And then I'm guessing I'll put at least 2, maybe 3 per side here. But I'll drag that whole wire the full length first. I'll drill these holes, and then I'll reach in and fish that wire and just pull as much slack as I want. It'll have to be 2 wires. It's positive and a ground. But anyway, I fished that through the hoop first, and then stuck that in through here and run it down and into the end here. And I did the same thing back here. Came out of here, stuck it in here, went into the back end here. And back here I drilled through the bumper into this main tube. So that lets us get that through there. Just all you gotta do is you fish it through there till you hit up here at the end. And then I had a little fish wire I cut. I'll show you that as soon as I find where I set it down. But you just reach in there and it's got a little hook on it. You'll see I curled the end of this. The two just find each other pretty easily, so makes it pretty simple. I wanted to put grommets in these holes, but I'd have to go so huge in order to get the grommet and have enough clearance to come through there at an angle when I'm fishing that. Because I'll tape our wires to the end of this hard wire, and then I have to pull it all the way through the system. So you don't want any restrictions. That hole's still going to be a little small. So, but I think we can do it. And I would do it now, but I don't want the heat from when I weld these on to burn those wires, and then they wouldn't do us any good anyway. So, but we'll move along and I'll show you some more.
Visit our website. You'll find information on trails in various areas and states, in addition to our line of apparel. If you haven't already had the chance to do so, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.